In the next edition of the Roll Record Show, we got lots to go over. We got football, tons of big news happened yesterday. Some basketball, some baseball. We'll keep up to date on the free agent signings and all that. And also, we'll discuss the 6 classifications for the PIAA starting next year. So, without further ado, your host, Roll Record. Good evening, sports fan. This is Lil Rickert, and I know it's been a while, but welcome to the Lil Rickert Show. Football is over, high school wise, but high school basketball is in full swing, and some people have said, "Oh, Eagles haven't really done well. That's why I haven't been on." No, you're wrong because I'm busy with basketball going on, and that's the full reason that I haven't really done any as of late is because of basketball. Since the games have started and all that, so my focus has been on that. So that answers that question. If you don't believe me, you're an idiot. So that's how that operates. So again, I apologize. I like doing this, but I'm busy with other things going on, so that's it. Let's get to the big story, the firing of Chip Kelly yesterday, the press conference today. Lurie's got a lot of work to do, there's no doubt about it. They need to get the front office straightened out, but I do not believe Howie Roseman should be given the power because prior to Chip Kelly, his drafting has not been that great, especially since he took over in the last couple years of the Andy Reid era. Roseman's drafts have been horrible. Marcus Smith, Danny Watkins, any of them two ring a bell. It just speaks for itself. So they need to get a GM. And I agree with what Lurie said today. They need to work together. The GM, the player personnel guy, and the coach they all need to be working together instead of like the coach having total control. I've read today Roseman is one of the reasons for getting Kelly fired. But again, I think the main reason, the biggest reason losing I think he lost the locker room for sure. What all reports are saying, and his moves this year, dreadful, very dreadful. I came on here back in March, not hating the Shady McCoy for Kiko Alonso trade. That was the absolute most stupidest trade. I think it's the dumbest trade, the worst trade in Eagle history, I believe. Yes, they counteracted that and got DeMarco Murray, but look at the production of DeMarco Murray. It does not fit Chip Kelly's system. Therefore, he goes to Jeffrey Lurie a couple weeks ago. Now, in another new coach, it may work out, but I hated it. I hated that move. I thought, now looking at what Shady running his mouth this year before the Eagle game and all that, I'm kind of glad they did get rid of him, but whether Chip knew it or not, Shady fit his system better. So now the Nick Foles, Sam Bradford, that canceled each other out. Foles got hurt. Bradford played most of the year. I think the last few weeks played very well, and it wasn't the reason why the Eagles. He was. I don't believe he was the reason why the Eagles are 6-9, maybe 7-9. Um, I think the offensive line, by not signing Todd Herman and Evan Mathis, I believe that hurt for sure. And the moves they made the most of their secondary, Byron Maxwell, not worth the money. I believe his production was based off the system at Seattle. So there you have it. Now, Jenkins was that was a good pickup, I believe. Uh, but they need to add some more depth for next year at the linebacker spot. They need to do that. Um, some more corner. I think Eric Rowe will work out. That was a good draft pick there. Uh, but they need offensive line help most definitely. Uh, the signing of Ryan Matthews was pretty good. I believe that move turned out well. Uh, Now it'd be interesting to see the drafting of Nelson Aguilar. I think next year is going to be a big year for him. Um, he did not play well. Saw him at Eagles camp at the link. He looked good. He looked good that day, and that's the problem with Chip Kelly as well. They score all these points in preseason and can't transfer that on a game to game basis during the regular season. That's a problem as well. So to me, I agree with what they did. Um, I got no problem with it. Now the coach. Now who's going to be the next coach of the Eagles? Who are they going to get? I think they should ask two guys right off the bat, and I said it the last time when they let Andy Reid go. John Gruden, Bill Cowher. Them two should be rolling off the tongue. They should be on the phone right now talking to him. Now, if those two guys say decline, then I would go Sean McDermott, D coordinator at Carolina. They're talking Hugh Jackson, offensive coordinator at Bengals. They got a good thing going there. I would look at him. I would not. If I were them, I would not go after a college coach. Oh, another guy. If Sean Payton's available, I would go after Sean Payton as well. That's another one. So those would be my top, and that seems to be everybody's picks as well. A lot of them are talking about the coach at Miami Dolphins, Campbell. I don't know. I don't know about that. Um, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. But those are my top candidates. We're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we're gonna go over what was the big topic around Thanksgiving, beginning of December was they voted to raise the classification in the PIAA from 4 to 6. Football, basketball, baseball, softball. 4 classes in boys and girls soccer. Didn't look at volleyball at all, but I'll have to look. I'll look into that as well. So we'll go over that, whether I agree with it. That remains to be seen, but we'll go over where everybody goes. Also, we'll go over the free agent signings for Major League Baseball, and then we'll close it out with some basketball. Penn State, a tough one. They had a 13-point lead, 7 minutes left. Blew it, lost 70-64 to Maryland today. Carolina just beat Clemson. And that was the first ACC game, and with Penn State, Maryland, that was the first Big Ten game of the year. So, we'll talk little hoop. I will not talk Millersburg girls hoop since I'm on this coaching staff, but I will talk maybe a little bit about the boys basketball. I don't believe there's any power rating out yet, but we'll go over what's been going on with the boys as of late. So, we'll be right back after this timeout. This is the Low Record Show, Low Record Network.